Hey guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Today we are starting off with a time lapse and we're going to be working on the tourism island one last time. Actually, we'll probably come back here again, but we're working on it again here at the beginning because you guys are like, there's actually nothing touristy about this island at all besides it has hotels. So that's a fair point. And there was a few suggestions to add in like the London Eye and that kind of stuff and like a beach. I realized with this theme here as well, our beaches are like pebble beaches, so that kind of reminds me of the UK as well. So I was like, you know what? London Eye fits in nicely, or at least it reminds me of the south coast of the UK with all those sort of large pebble beaches. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing here. We turn this in. So we got rid of the quay on this whole side. We kept the quay on the other side because we're going to turn that into like marinas with lots of boats and all that. So that's going to come up soon. But here, I wish there was a better way to blend this. I mean, I figure most of the time you don't really see where the hard line is, so it's kind of okay. Anyway, so it doesn't really blend in very well if you look at it directly, but we don't do that. So I just used the default game marina there, and then I've actually gone to the workshop and downloaded some custom ones here that I'm using, because I felt like the default one is going to get really boring and repetitive. So these were quite good. Just get a couple of like sort of jetties and a few different shapes of them, and then we can kind of just put our boats in however we want. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I've only done a couple of them because I didn't want to go, overboard and do too many of them. And then you guys be like, oh, this is no good. I want to know if you guys like the way we've done this or the way I've done this, or if we should do it differently. Now, I don't have any real super knowledge about how these are built in real life. So I don't know if I put them too close together or anything. I mean, I figured there looks like there's enough room that you get those boats out of there. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, that's why I just built these two. And then from here, once we sort of get them right, then I can just like copy and paste them around the place and build a few more of them. And we'll get them way more of these sort of around the city so we can just sort of get that going. I also wish that citizens could just actually go out in boats and like instead of using cars, I could just jump in their boat. How cool would that be? Anyway, so we've got a couple of these. I try to sort of vary up the boats here a little bit, putting them in different positions. I think, the reason I didn't do a bunch of these and then realized that you guys didn't like them was because it took ages. So I don't want to do too many and then do it wrong. So yeah, I thought I'd put the London Eye here because it sort of lines up directly with that sort of pedestrian path. And by the way, I really like the bridge. So the bridge is staying. I know some of you don't like it, but you know what? I like it. It's pretty good. I think it's awesome. I think it also really reminds me of the bridge here that we have in Sydney. I don't know how long it is here though. There's one in Darling Harbour here in Sydney. It's like a pedestrian bridge. It's like super long. I mean, I guess it's probably... I wonder if it is the same. I don't know. Can we measure how long stuff is in this game? Because, yeah, like that is a pretty big bridge, but it's probably around the same size. Let's see. Darling Harbour Pedestrian Bridge. I want to see how long this is. I wonder if there's... Do they have that? And then also there was a few comments saying that there was like some really long bridges in Sweden too. So, I feel validated. It's called the Pyrmont Bridge. Here we go. Total length... it's actually not as long as I thought it was. I mean, I guess it isn't that big, but anyway, it is 369 meters or 1,200 feet. I think our bridge is longer than that. Anyway, yeah, so that's staying because I really like it. It's staying because I like it. And yeah, also I changed up that island. Got rid of those two really ugly commercial buildings on it because I was like, that's so bad. All right, so then I finally downloaded some custom buildings for the downtown area. I didn't get too many because I just wanted to start off, nice and slow. Obviously, some of these buildings, actually, I don't really think many of these buildings are European. I think some of them are based out of Montreal. I don't know where the others are from, but some of them, so this area, I actually demolished this area because I got these residential buildings. I was like, maybe this is a more modern part of the town. But then looking at the scale of the buildings, they're way too big. Like it doesn't suit this area at all. So don't worry, those are going. Those go when we jump into the live gameplay. Anyway, so I actually really like these heights of buildings that we got here. So we got that, this commercial building is sweet too. I love this. So this sort of mid-sized buildings that we have in the old downtown, that's kind of the size I want to go for. So I'll see if I can find some more of those for next time or whenever I eventually get more buildings. So that's kind of the size we're going for. Those giant residential ones are going. I don't mind like the modern buildings, but they're just too big. So I'll see if I can find some smaller ones that look good too. So I decided to move that whole block of buildings over because I figured this like commercial, I don't even know what this is, like a mall or something. I don't know. But I figured that would look really good next to the cathedral, next to the plaza area, like all of that. So I sort of slid it into that spot instead because I thought it just looks sweet there. Actually, we need to do a whole... So because we keep making over that tourism island and we keep changing it and I feel like it's actually getting to the point where it's quite detailed over there. I'm actually going to go do a little bit more over there in just a second. It makes this sort of like station and ferry terminal and that sort of all the tram hub, it makes it seem like really lame. Well, I mean, it's just because it's not detailed yet. So that's why I want to go back there. We'll go back there soon, and we're going to add all this stuff in. And it's going to look great because I think it needs some more detailing to it. And I'm just making sure as well that we have enough road crossings here, because this highway now sort of goes over the previous road and goes under this road. It's kind of all over the place. It's quite good, actually. I actually really like this highway. Nice little compact highway. Clearly seems like it was sort of chucked in there at some point wherever it could fit between existing buildings and all that. Well, at least that's the idea we're going for, because clearly we're building it from the other way around, but I think it makes sense and I like it. Okay, so yeah, actually a lot of these buildings over this, basically everything over this side of the train line, are these, well, not everything, that's an exaggeration, and all these really tall buildings over this side of the train line I'm going to get rid of, because I figured they ended up being too tall, and I think it's all too spread out, because this downtown area is not actually that big, so we need to sort of dial it back a bit, but for now that's where they are. And if there's any particular building that you like that you do see, let me know in the comments down below, but all the ones over this side are pretty much going. So this is a theater that I was trying to figure out where I wanted to put it, and along with the suggestions of like the tourism island not really having anything that touristy, I decided to, you know, let's clear out some space and let's get it over here. And actually those suggestions to try and build like a plaza, because that's obviously very European, having a nice centralized plaza with all these shops around it. So we're going to combine the theater with some plazas and some commercial around it to give this really nice vibe of this whole space in here. I don't know how long it would have been here, but that's kind of the idea. Is like we get this nice theater here, we combine it with the plaza, and it sort of all blends together nicely. And then we get the sort of combination of the modern expansion to the island where they put all the new hotels and the London Eye thing, and all of that sort of comes together and combines with this, which I now think is this island is getting there. It's getting there. It's been a work in progress, but I think it's more useful now than it was before. A lot of destruction and rebuilding too with this whole thing. So there's a lot to be done with it. But I think it ends up looking really good, at least at this current point. If you've got any more suggestions or ideas, do let me know. The pedestrian bridge is staying a bridge. Thank you. Because there's actually a lot of comments about that. I was surprised because I really loved it. And I love it so much. It's going to stay. Also, I feel like a pedestrian, I mean, I guess you could, you know what would be cool? Here's what would be cool, because obviously you guys are suggesting do a tunnel instead. If you could do like a glass tunnel, hear me out. Now that's what I'm talking about. Do you guys remember now? So this channel used to be way back in the day. It was this channel was born as a Minecraft channel. Then I changed over to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and we did a lot of that for a while. And in that, was it really? Yeah, I think it was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. They had like the underwater glass tunnels that you could build with the pathways. That was sick. That's what this game needs. Glass pedestrian paths. And then we can just build these giant tunnels that go into everything. Anyway, no, we're not doing that. Anyway, so yeah, this like plaza, I wanted like all these shops around it, but it's kind of hard because it's actually a really small island. But I think in the end it actually looks okay. It still needs a little bit more detailing around it, like around the back of these buildings. You can see they sort of like jut out into the water a bit. So I think I just do some rocks and boulders behind them, and then maybe it'll look okay. I ideally didn't want these buildings right along the water because they do actually block the view of the water. But I figured at least from those buildings, the windows you can see out of. But maybe we'll get rid of the buildings just here, like that I'm moving right now. So at least from the plaza you could see out to the water, because then at least you don't block every single view. Yeah, because that I guess that was kind of the downside, is like, you know, it's got such a beautiful view of the ocean out that way, but having the shops around it, I think from within the plaza it looks really cool with the shops there, but it also, you're blocking the view, so maybe I might change that up too. Let me know in the comments. Oh, I cut 40 a little bit because I was trying to figure out what to do. So I actually put a second plaza down, pedestrian path, surface painted some concrete, got a fountain in there, doing some benches, and just doing a little bit, like a small custom little area here, just so we can make it feel a little bit more, you know, populated and vibrant and all that, and not just empty space all the time. Or it's not just filling everything with trees. Because I figured if this is the tourist island, we should probably add a little bit of detail to it. I'm happy with like all those sort of suburban residential areas just to plonk down trees everywhere, because I mean, we don't really need to super detail everything out there. And that's not really what I like doing anyway. But I think some of these key areas are nice to add a few more elements to. And then I really wanted to do like a boardwalk through here, but I don't have any pathway that would look good with that, so I just use this one instead. So this just kind of goes around. I'm just kind of using it to border the sort of Ferris wheel, and then I do a couple of plazas and stuff just either side of it, just to give more of an attraction to the area, because they obviously have all those like what looks like to be like, I don't know, What are those? Like, they're not really, I wouldn't say clubs. I guess like bars and stuff. They're not really. They're like lounge chairs and pools and stuff. It's such a weird tourism buildings. Anyway, they've got all this like stuff around there. So I figured we'd have some like, you know, maybe some nice fountains and not fountains, nice like statues and all that. And I thought this archway was kind of cool. Just like as a little welcome to the island. We just sort of put it here at the front. I feel like it also needs more decoration, but you know, it's a nice little starting point. It's like, welcome to Tourism Island. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that's how that is. And then, yeah, just these couple of little, I guess, unique buildings off to the side there. And then I'm just doing a little bit of zoning to see how all this fills in because I wanted to have a look at that. And we'll actually be continuing more in this downtown area in a moment when we jump into the real-time gameplay. But I realized all these buildings that we have here, these giant buildings, which number one, like I said, we're going to remove, so don't worry about that. But they don't have enough land value. Land value is super low because we put these giant buildings. So I was trying to figure out where we can do schools, where we can do all those kind of city services. But that's something that we'll keep working on as we jump into the video itself. But yeah, this is kind of, at this point, is where I realized that these buildings are just ridiculous. I mean, I kind of already knew it, but I was trying to make them work anyway, but it does look really dumb. Especially as how modern they are compared to how, like, the height difference between them and the city is just ridiculous. But also, because I needed to put like schools next to them because I had huge residential towers. And you'll see when I put like the high school next to it, it just looks so ridiculous because it's so low rise. And like the police station and all that, it just doesn't, it's just so dumb. Anyway, we change that in just a moment. Oh, look how many people are moving in now as well, by the way. This is because there's like, I think 300 people or 300 households in each building. But they all move out because there's no land value there. No one wants to live there. So that's great. Anyway, let's jump into the rest of the video now. So I feel like looking at this in game, I've actually decided that these are too tall. These look way too big over there. I think I actually really like this sort of height of building that we've got going around here. And obviously we need to fix all the land value because that's kind of an issue. But I think that's looking pretty good. These two are going to go. Also, I realized that they have like 300 households in them, which is kind of cool, but also too many. I'm just going to get rid of these and that one. Because the other thing is we needed a high school around here somewhere, and this was it looks so stupid next to that giant building. And I'm thinking even this should, if we're going to do that kind of building, that should probably be over there as well, and maybe this one too. I think around this kind of level is good, so maybe we have a look into some other buildings around that kind of size that we can get. But anyway, I'm going to go back over this way. So I think, well, we got a lot of residential demand because I think a lot of people died along the way here. So, you know, that's great. I might see if we can just get some roads around here real quick. Just sort of around the back. I guess the school actually goes kind of to here, doesn't it? So I might get a road there. I guess this is going to be quite gridded. Go there, just come straight across. That can come all the way up. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be quite gridded in this area just because, I mean, it probably should be. Actually, that's the other thing I was trying to figure out. It's like, how do I get roads over this side? Because we've got this rail here that goes down into a tunnel, but also goes up into a bridge. So we kind of need to get a balanced road through here somewhere. I guess we can go down probably through there. But that means we only have one road for this whole section. I guess, so we could go over this. Actually, I wonder if we could get a bridge from the roundabout. Get one over this way as well. And then it can sort of come through this way and around. And then that could join back up here. Or maybe even just bridge over there. I don't know. I think that's probably a good option. Let's have a look. So if I go to this road, okay, and this will be flawless and work no problems. I can guarantee it. Okay, no bend. Turn anarchy on, obviously. So that can go to, I guess it'll just come straight out like that. That's looking good. That's looking good, but it's definitely too low. For some reason, why did I think this was higher than it was? Yeah, that's not going to work. It needs to be like way higher up. Or this needs to be way lower down, which I don't know that I can make this lower down just because it's so close to where that is. If we lower it down, so if we lower it, and also then it kind of goes below water. Okay, this is not the solution. I'll come up with a better one. I'll come up with a better one than that. In the meantime, let's check it back over this way. So I think we had, I figure we'll just place some of these buildings here now. So I'm not going to use those. Those are a bit too big. This one, that's not too bad, but some of these are definitely too modern. I did get sort of some more modern looking buildings. I guess that must have been like an office or commercial or something that I had. Let's have a look. Does this guy as well? Like some of these are quite good just for the area. So this is like an office. Maybe get that down here next to that other building, or is that too close? That's the other thing. We don't want to... I'm not trying to pack it in to make it look dystopian. I kind of like this building just because it seems very like they built this in, you know, I don't know, the 70s or something, and it's just kind of gross. And it doesn't really look nice at all. But I don't know where to put it. I don't know if that's might actually kind of... It kind of seems a bit more American to me. And obviously some of these are... I think I downloaded like a lot of classic Montreal buildings as well. Like, so obviously they're not all like European looking, which, I mean, that would be why, because they're not. Oh, I love that building too. I guess... Oh, hang on. Maybe... What building did I have over there then? Was it this one? No, it can't have been that. I mean, this is kind of cool, but it looks kind of weird because it looks like it should be taller than everything else. Maybe this should go over here because it looks like it's supposed to be, you know, the tallest building in the area. But when it was here, it looks so stupid. We could get... I kind of like that. It's kind of as tall as I want to go. Anything taller than that, I'm not really a big fan of. So, oh, maybe it was I think it might have been... Was it a different building? No. Oh, maybe it was like a... No, it wasn't one of these, was it? I don't know. You know what? Let's just zone in here and then see what we get. So let's have a look at the volume. I think it's pretty loud through here. Actually, that's not too bad. This might actually be able to be residential just here. At least a little bit of it. Because I do want residential in the downtown area. So like through here as well is pretty good. And surprisingly, right here with the rail lines is good. I don't know how that works out, but it does. Also, the land value is super low in all these places, so we definitely want to pick that up. I think that looks really good for a nice little green space there. So I might actually do that. And then maybe through this area... Oh, we don't have a lot of demand for this. I was going to say maybe we could do some offices. But we have a lot of demand for residential and commercial. So maybe just keep zoning residential for now. And I got to keep an eye on where these bike lanes are going, because we haven't really built one out this way, but I definitely want to get one over there. So I might leave some space. And then through here... Let's get a little road. Maybe that connects up to this one. Let me turn snapping back on. That'll help a lot. Because we got that road there. I feel like this should connect up somewhere. Because it kind of just ends. And they've just built there. Great. That's gonna... Sorry, that's gonna demolish your house. Okay, well... Ideally it would go there. But I can't get there. Because that building is there and it looks cool. Maybe that needs to move. I don't know. This is kind of all like very much work in progress. I was gonna say we could connect over there. And obviously we have to redo that pathway, which I guess is not that big of a deal. Or we just go here and it's fine. I don't know. Maybe that's fine. It'll probably be fine. We don't actually have that much traffic through here. I guess when this starts building up, maybe we will, but we can wait and see. Now, I don't know if do I want to zone a building right next to it? I feel like sometimes it's too close to do that kind of stuff. Let's get one there, and then maybe we'll get a nice little road in here. Now this can go... Actually, I don't think they can. I think I need to make sure we have just a little pathway at the end here that they can actually walk between. There you go. So then that will actually join to this road, and they can actually like sort of jump on and off of that and walk through, which is kind of cool. So I'll go there, and then we can sort of zone up all of this space, which is really, really nice. So that will go all through here. And then hopefully, I think... Do we have the mix of buildings in this area? I think we do. I think we have some of the... Like, we should get some of the European ones, and then we get some different ones. Hopefully, as they level up, they'll also look a lot better than they do now. But we have to look at all this other stuff. So, education in elementary is really bad right now. So, I guess we don't really have a lot of options. I need to download some more schools, because these don't look great. Because the problem is they look very, like... You're not going to see this in the downtown of a city. I mean, maybe you would. A bit like, even still, like, at least not this densely. And like, same with the little school. It definitely wouldn't be like this. It's got too much, like, ground around it. Maybe we can put it in this little park area. At least for now. Oh, it's got this, like, perfect hedge around it, though. I guess it could go in a more urban environment then. As long as it's not next to skyscrapers. Because then that looks kind of dumb. Like, when you have this tiny building next to this giant building, it doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe more over this way, because we got a lot of residential here. We already got a school there, so maybe, like, sort of around here, we can nestle it in between some buildings. Maybe if we get it, like, here. If we do it there, we should be able to get some other buildings in through this area, is what I'm thinking. Like, maybe get some... if I could click on these, that'd be great. Maybe get some of these guys... And it sort of like sits right next. I wonder if that can... Does that look dumb if that goes back like that? Yeah, it's alright. We'll do that one and then let's go through here. We've got a crematorium right there. So the kids, in case something goes wrong, they'll be fine. I kind of did sort of overlap that one, but I don't mind that. I think that's okay. So that'll go there and then... That's kind of cool with it next to the school like that. Maybe get another one of those, one of the faves, and we need a corner building. I mean, we don't need one, but it does look better. These don't all fit together. That's unfortunate. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. So those there, and then we get like a pathway through here. See, I love when it all comes together like this. It's beautiful, isn't it? So we go to here maybe, and then... Oh, okay, well. Hang on. Turn off snapping for a second, and then go to that. Cool. So then they can like walk through that way. These guys should be happy now there's a school. Hopefully the land value is enough for these guys now. Oh yeah, it's already better. Those guys have no power. That's all right. We're working towards that. I guess we've got to figure out a good way to get down there. I guess you can sort of just walk down underneath. You can get there. I guess for the bike lane though, maybe we just have a section that comes down. Because it already goes here. So we can definitely just have a little branch that comes down and then joins alongside this road. Or just joins onto the road. That's probably fine, isn't it? Because they don't mind going on the pathways, do they? I don't know. There's a lot of people that walk down this way. We need to make over this area here too. It's a bit of a mess, but it's getting there. I mean, especially with everything we just did here. I think it's definitely getting there. It's looking good though. Oh, we need to do more marinas too. Okay, so that's pretty good. I think this is already looking better. We definitely need some more mid-rise buildings, like even sort of around this size, and then maybe a few more smaller than that. If we can get those in and sort of mix them in nicely, I think it's gonna look really, really cool. But it's like slowly coming together. All right, let's get some stuff around here. I mean, maybe we should have the pathway come across in front. Not by pathway, I mean road, because if we don't do a road, then we can't zone on it. Let's do a one-way road that goes right here. Oh, okay, hang on. I was gonna say but hang on. Now we don't snap back on. We go. Okay, is this snapping on? I don't know. Okay. Now that we have a road there, we should just be able to build on that. I wonder if we can get a key there instead, actually. Or maybe we just slide where this road is and move it forward a bit. So instead of... Yeah, maybe that would be a better way to do it. Oh, we could even just turn this into a plaza, actually. Maybe that's a better way to do it. You know what I needed to get as well? I need to get some... When I was doing that other little plaza on the island, I wanted more different floorings. That would look kind of cool. Alright, so I can go there. I mean, it looks pretty bad right now. But I think then once you get all the stuff in it, like if you go... fountain. Now, obviously, I want to put this more in the middle, but let's move it now. Get that like there. Yeah, get a little. I mean, it looks atrocious right now. Like all these buildings are kind of gross. Maybe we'd change that one. These look pretty bad too. Can we upgrade these? This is pretty bad. I want it to like look nice, you know. Maybe upgrade these guys a little bit too. These buildings are good. We might just have to manually place them. Oh, that's better. That's already better. Although it is the same as this building now. Oh, that's better. Yeah, see now at least it like matches the theme. That one's not great because it's facing the other way. That might need to change. That looks pretty good though. Yeah, something like that. And then we get some nice trees and all that in here. Oh yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I need to get like little planters too. I don't think I have any, do I? Unless I came with something else. Planter. Oh, actually. Oh, that's tiny. I mean, I guess we could use it. Should really line up with the road a bit more though. Hang on. So if I were to do this... Oh, look at all those people walking there. We should probably get more public transport as well. No, I don't know if there's too many, by the way. I've just kind of been putting them there. And then we go Shift P. And we can get them in there. I don't know why I'm using this tree. Hang on. Whoops. Hang on. No. Oh, okay, I'm typing. Get out of that. Okay, let's have a look at which trees I actually want to put in there. So definitely workshop trees, because normal trees are lame. We could just do one of these. That's always good. Was there something more? Well, this isn't the one I was just using. Oh, there's this one. Oh, there's like this. That's too big. It needs to have a small trunk so it actually fits in the planter. Otherwise, it looks dumb. Full tree? I guess, I mean, we don't really need planters. This is just something I wanted to do. You know, that'd be nice, okay? Maybe a little big. Let's go back to... I think probably just these are good. I can't really zoom in very much. It actually kind of makes it hard. This is as much as I can zoom in. But yeah, I was thinking something like this. I can get little benches, and if we get some more statues and stuff as well, and... You know, just kind of plaza-y stuff. Anyway, that's just the Yeah, that's quite nice. And then we've got to do something there as well, obviously. But that's pretty good. I mean, obviously, it's all concrete. It looks pretty lame, but it's a work in progress. Ooh, that building's no good. I hate these bright white buildings. Disgusting. I'll fix those later. It's going to be that situation where we're going to have to go through and fix everything again, isn't it? Because I'm really happy with pretty much all of this. That's great. And then there's just sort of trying to figure out the style of this area. I think it's coming together now, especially with all this filling in here. I think this looks great. I guess along the highway, we got to figure out what we're doing here and how we're sort of filling this in. And if we are, I guess we don't have to because buildings can come all the way back to here anyway. And then maybe we can just do a pathway there. I mean, yeah, that looks pretty good. We could probably just zone that and it'll be fine. Let's have a look at, oh, it's pretty loud. Maybe not residential zoning though. And I don't want to do commercial because then that will make the residential louder. So maybe a park here because it's right by the school. Let's do offices through here and see what we get. See if it looks any good. And if it doesn't, then obviously we change it. And then in this little section, maybe just like a little green space. A little playground maybe. Go right there. And then I don't know about that, but we'll figure that out. This terrain around here looks really bad. We'll have to probably put a key there or something. Ooh, this is real rough back here too. I mean, a lot of these kind of rough areas can definitely be solved by just putting trees in. Like, you just get like a little bit of trees, you know, a little bit of Hakuna Matata, and then we're good. No, not tiny. Tiny is no good because you can't cover anything with tiny trees. And then I guess the other problem is sometimes you just end up with way too many trees and it does look dumb. But I think this might be okay. I mean, that's fine. Maybe that's a bit too big for the highway area. But yeah, if we get these in like all these kind of weird sections, it usually ends up looking pretty good. I think maybe I'll do some manual buildings back here because I don't think they're going to place very well. If I let the game decide. Because it usually doesn't decide very well because it's dumb. So we do that and then I'll have to slide that into place. There you go. And then maybe, what about this building? No. I don't even know why I selected that. I was like, I don't know why I thought that would work. I just don't like the big blank walls that we get on these. I mean, it's fine sometimes. Whoa, okay, no. What about this? No, what about this? Ooh. Does this fit anywhere? I don't think so. I mean, that actually does kind of fit in that space, but it's kind of designed for a road to come up the side of it, not that way. Kind of fits here too, actually. But then you get the side of the building, which looks really dumb. I mean, that's pretty good for now. Why don't we do that for now? That's good. I like this area. Oh, hello, we got no water. Yeah, so I think this is kind of how I want this to go. I think I still need some more buildings. Like, I've downloaded, obviously, a few of them to help us out, but we definitely need some more. I know those guys don't have power. I guess we could... Although this police station is abysmal. We'll have to sort that out. I need some more police... I need more service buildings that sort of fit a little bit better. Let's just power that so people can at least go there. Now, traffic-wise, what have we done to ruin it? Actually, it's not really not that bad. I mean, it's not great. It's about the same as it's been. Yeah. I mean, actually, this is the worst. This is the worst thing ever. Don't look at that. We'll let's just move on from that. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this here because we'll continue doing this. I want to know if we're going in the right direction. Now, obviously, this building is not... Oh, God, we got trees in this building. Yeah, I think maybe last episode I had, like, no collision on the whole time or something like that, and there's probably trees everywhere. Just so annoying. Anyway, yeah, no, obviously some of these buildings are not, you know, European at all in any regard, but I think it fits the sort of style, because we're just kind of going for an old downtown. And then obviously this is much more modern down this way, but I think this is coming together nicely. That might need some rocks or something around it. But this is cool. It's got a use now. Actually is tourism. Who wouldn't want to stay down here? We've got this beach with pebbles. It's pretty cool. Alright, well, I'm going to leave this part here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.